the second one. So we are not training him in engineering, we are training him in financial literacy. Post that, of course, the place where he goes to work, he's going to be working in any case. Then subsidy to be refunded if in case the employer removes him from the work within 12 months. So the employer gets a subsidy as well, but he will have to refund it if within 12 months this first time employer has been removed out of the work. This will cover, and we expect it to cover, 1 crore persons per annum. And the scheme will run for 2 years. So up to 24 months, you can have new employees brought in, new first-time employees brought in, for whom the government will give 15,000 rupees as, from our side, 1 month, what we think, 1 month's salary. Although his salary may be any amount, but to a cap of 1 lakh. And then he undergoes some financial literacy course, post which the second installment and the third installments can be withdrawn, put into his account. But most important is, if the employer removes him within 12 months, the employer will have to refund the subsidy given to the employer. So that's how that scheme works.
278.
That's right. If I may just add, details are available in the budget speech in the annexure on page 31. So there are details of all the five schemes in this package. If you go through them, there's considerable amount of detail which you can get.
Hi, good evening. This is Priyashmita from Informist. I have 2 points from the budget that I would like to ask. The first is nominal GDP has been pegged at 10.5%. And we have seen that growth is on a high momentum, and even the RBI has pegged growth at 7.2%. And the Econ survey said that it is going to be between 6.5 to 7%. So a 10.5% nominal GDP looks a little conservative. What is your view on it? And the second is that there's a mention that beyond FY26, you would want to reduce your debt to GDP. And you've mentioned that, the 4% debt to GDP it's a thing of the past. So what do you think is a sustainable debt to GDP or a desirable debt to GDP at this point? Thank you.
What was the first question again?
Conservative nominal GDP projection.
See, 10.5% could be a combination of 7% growth and 3.5% GDP deflator. So a combination of wholesale price plus consumer price could easily be 3.5%. That's a very likely scenario. So 7 plus 3.5, yes, it is slightly conservative, but I don't think it is way off what is likely. Or it could be 6.5% growth and 4% inflation as per the deflator. So I think the number is reasonable, slightly conservative, yes, but we would prefer to achieve the numbers. Second, on the path after 26-27, which has been outlined in the finance minister's speech at the end of the part A. So the commitment, as she has mentioned, is to endeavor to reduce the debt to GDP every year. That is in future the fiscal consolidation path. What is the percentage that would result in that fiscal consolidation is not something that we are disclosing here today or can disclose today. It will depend on circumstances. But there is a commitment to lower the debt to GDP ratio. So if every year it has to be reduced, there will necessarily have to be a particular level of deficit which we cannot exceed. And that will depend on prevailing growth rates, interest rates, and the other parameters which go into the calculation of the debt dynamics. But I can tell you that it is most likely to be a figure not above 4.5%.